So this is Talking Crazy 88. Back again for another Balcony Chronicles on a Saturday evening. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Saturday evening? Hope everybody's doing very well. I'm not going to keep y'all too long because I know y'all have better things to do with your Saturday evening besides listening to an old ramble with a cigar in his mouth. Well, I didn't really have much of a topic to talk about today. Nothing really was going on. I've been working all weekend. All week and weekend. So I didn't really have my ear to the ground of what was going on in dating, as far as dating, black society. But I want to talk about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Now, this was a hood rat, beautiful young lady, but a hood rat. Who's a grifter, you know. Who says that she got her PhD from Argosy University, which doesn't exist anymore. You know, it was during a time where online degrees, you know, you could go ahead and go to school online. It's kind of similar to the University of Phoenix, getting your doctorate from the University of Phoenix. Now, I'm wondering if it's still around because I know ICDC College no longer. Yeah. Because I know after the pandemic, most of the university colleges and universities have adopted, the option of going to school online. So they rather invest in the technology of, scamming students from either money and going to college, university, where you know you ain't gonna get no job. I know because I went through the same bullshit almost 20 years ago when I got my master's in tax accounting. Because I did it just to get a job instead of using that degree to make some money. Okay? And that's what a lot of y'all kids out there who's probably going to graduate this week, graduate from college in May, or just recently graduated. What's the plan you got away from your parents? Smoke, making connections, making networking in your field of choice. So now you up there sending resumes on LinkedIn, hoping and praying to get an entry-level job, which in this economy, you're going to have 40 and 50-year-olds who got laid off on their jobs for 20 years taking that same entry-level position. Apply. Well, he recommended a book to me years ago. It's called I didn't read it, but it has something to do with there's no more jobs. Because now self-employment is the way to go. Working for yourself, begging for a job. How about begging for work? I did a series about this. There's no more job, but there's work, but there's no job. And it's true. It's because of the new economy out there, competition for jobs. When you send out a resume, you're sending resumes out in the Red Sea instead of going the blue ocean route, creating your own job. There's a difference between begging for jobs and begging for work. You're freelancing, you're begging for work. You're putting yourself out there. Look, I can get this done for you in 3 days. I can get this project done for you in 3 days. And with the new AI tools out there, shit. I feel sorry for anybody that has to beg for a job nowadays. I have to send out a resume on Indeed.com. You know, sending out a resume with ICDC college, that you graduated from ICDC college. You went through 4 to 8 years of getting a bachelor's degree from ICDC College or the University of Phoenix. I'm trying to figure out if it's still, those schools are still around. I know ICDC College is no longer around, but I wonder if University of Phoenix is still around. I don't know. I don't see too many commercials for those for-profit schools. I think the government shut them down, I guess. I don't know. I know Divide Technical School is gone. Used to see those commercials on when Jim was on. While I was at a real college. While I was at a real university. But like I said, fellas, there's plenty of work out there. Don't sell yourself short. If you got a cell phone, instead of scrolling, you should be making contact. You should be developing your contact list. If you're in real estate, you should have a buyer's list and a seller's list. So you can do some wholesaling. All you're doing is just moving contract, acquiring a contract. And then selling it, and then selling it. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. It's hard. It's easy, but it's hard. It's hard fucking work. All right? Man, you could do 3 hours of work, 8 hours worth of work in 3 hours, and still sit on your balcony smoking a cigar with me, talking to y'all. See, I do freelance work. I'm a tax accountant, so I'm taking on clients here and there. The only thing I got to do is just get myself organized, a little bit organized. I need a personal assistant, and I'm working on that. Because my plan is when I turn 55 or 57, I want to have enough money in the bank. I want to have enough cash that the bank can't hold, so I can be sitting on my ass doing nothing except traveling around, waking up with a beer can in my hand on a beach somewhere with pretty women surrounding me. Especially those Central Asian women. Ended up in Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan. Man. They got some fine ass women. They got the booty and the big titties, man, and everything, man. They got a body, man. Asian looking women with bodies, man. And I'm like saying to myself, man, they ain't Chinese. Those chicks ain't Chinese, though. They're not Japanese. I wonder where these bitches are from, man. I gotta find out, man. And then up there speaking Russian. I'm like, hold on. That's why I'm trying to learn Russian, man. So I can speak their language, so I can figure out how to get at these bitches, man. I started learning Russian, but I slacked off. I don't know why. I slacked off a little bit, but I got to get back into it. But anyway, I just wanted to put it out there, fellas. There's plenty of work. There's no jobs out there. Trust me. Don't waste your time. But there's plenty of work. And if you have LinkedIn, you better get at some of these people that's on LinkedIn. Send a message to them. Say, hey, I'm in such and such industry. I wonder if you have. I'm self-employed. I wonder if you can offer some advice of being self-employed. They'll be happy to talk to you. Trust me. And if they're in the same city that you're living in, shit, you better go ahead and buy them some lunch or something. I remember talking to somebody when I was at my favorite bar down in South Carolina. Because every time I go someplace, people seem to think that they seem to recognize me, but I'm not that guy. They seem to confuse me with somebody that they really know. I don't know. I just have that presence about me. If you were to meet me in person, you would be like, hey, this motherfucker is different. He ain't like these niggas out here. So he got chopped up. He told me, look, man, you can do very well down here in this city. You can do very well instead of fucking around in the north. You should come down here and figure it out, and you'll be able to make some money down here. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm thinking about it. So I'm not staying in my 50s. I'm not staying up in New York City. Fuck. I'm not arrogant anymore. I'm more humble than arrogant. Because I'm too old to be arrogant. A little arrogance could get you somewhere. But most people confuse arrogance with confidence. See, I want y'all brothers to be confident in what you're doing. I want you to be confident, competent, and cogent in what you're doing. This is a new day. This is the new day and new day of age out there for the black man. All right. It's a new day for the black man. It's a new day. You can't be fucking around anymore. Living off of a woman. That's the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to be in a peril of a woman. I know, fellas. Look, all these bitches are getting degrees and getting the careers, and the pendulum has swung the other way toward with the advantage with women having an advantage, especially these punk ass bitches that have degrees, so-called degrees and careers and fabulous careers. There's one woman I know. I've been trying to counsel her and help her out. Not monetary, but just help her out and give her some advice. She had a degree. She has a degree in business at St. John's University. And not for nothing, did not develop any contacts in her field of work. So what she's doing, she's living off of. She has her place paid off. She has everything paid off, but she ran into a string of bad luck. Kind of like a calamity Jane, and it happens to everybody. But it gets scarier when you're in your 50s and you're not prepared. See, right now, you're in your 20s right now. Those of y'all listening, y'all in your 20s, your 30s. Life comes at you fast. And you're calling me an old man, okay? I'm an old man. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But believe me, I was where you are in my 20s, in the 90s, in my 30s, in the 2000s. All right? 2006 was just 20 years ago, people. $2006, just keep that in mind. A lot of y'all were born in 2006. 2006 was 20 years ago, people. The year Y2K was only 26 years ago. We're 25 years into the 21st century and the new millennium. Life comes at you fast, people. It comes fast. It comes quicker than you think. But what are you doing to prepare yourself when you get into your 50s? You're up here sending out, I know my dumb ass was up here sending out resumes, going on interviews, getting rejected interviews. Till I get one bitch ass job, which I can't stand, and then manage to leave that job because I don't have the patience. Because it's not going anywhere, taking temporary jobs, hoping to get pulled on full time. Then 3 you until I come to the conclusion that, hey, I'm not equipped to sit at a desk, chained to a desk for the rest of for the next 20 years of your life. That's what y'all doing. That's what you're doing when you're applying for a job with Tesla. Yeah, go ahead and send your resume to Tesla. All right. Send your resume. If you're in the tech space, go ahead and send your resume to Tesla. Instead of developing contacts to develop your own startup company. All I gotta say, fellas, stop sending out resumes. Stop sending out resumes. Do a capability statement. Get some contract work going on. Start preparing until you get into your 50s. Prepare for life in your 50s, man. It's greater when you're in your cash and you're able to take care of yourself. You're able to take care of your health. You're not stressed out. You don't want to be stressed out in your 50s. You don't want to just go out. You don't want to go to a job and die of a heart attack on the job. You don't want that to happen. A good friend of mine, he's going to retire soon. He's going to retire in a year. It's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to take these 2 checks, go on about my business. Got a friend of mine that's in her 70s. You know, she's not living a great life. She's living, but she's living off of those checks, man. She's living off those checks. Speaking of women out there, speaking of dating and women and all that bullshit. I mean, I got nothing for you on a dating end. Except it's too dang on expensive to date these hoes now. That's what I heard. I don't know. I mean, $200 for a date, and the bitch ain't shit you putting in. Fuck out of here. In this economy, while you have a job pushing shopping carts at Walmart. Nah, fuck that. You might as well just go ahead and hook up. Stop dating. Stop trying to get married. Just hook up for a little while, man. Get your dick wet. Even if for that shit, just get your dick wet. Then get back to work. Hold on, let me see where we're at. I'm just talking shit. Y'all are some funny motherfuckers. Well, listen, let me go ahead and get the fuck out of here. This is going to be a short Balcony Chronicles. I have nothing for y'all. I don't have anything for y'all today. But I'll be back on the balcony probably tomorrow or later on this week. I'll probably come up with something to talk about. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy your Saturday evening. Don't drink and drive. Don't smoke weed and drive. And just be careful out there, all right? This is Talking Crazy 88, and I am out of here. And black men, be careful out there, all right?